All right, so 11.1 is simple interest. Our simple interest formula is I equal to PRT. That's P times R times T, where I is the interest earned, P is the principal, which is going to be your deposit or loan. R is your rate. Don't forget to convert that to a decimal. And T is your time in years, unless otherwise stated. And so we'll have at least one problem through our exercises where you'll see how it could be stated that it's not in years. All right, of course, if I scroll up too fast, let me know. All right, so first exercise or example for today, calculate the simple interest earned in 1 year on a deposit of $1,000 if the interest rate is 5%. So we established what our given information is. So P is 1,000, R is 5%. Convert that to a decimal by moving the decimal 2 places to your left. It'll be 0.05. And then T is 1 year. So put that into the formula, P times R times T. That's 1,000 times 0.05 times 1. And the interest earned will be $50. All right. Okay, next one. Calculate the simple interest due on a 3-month loan of $2,000 if the interest rate is 6.5%. So the key here that's going to be different than what we did last time is that we have a 3-month loan, but our time is supposed to be in years, unless otherwise stated. So when we talk about converting your time to years, example of that, let's say if we had 24 months, there are 12 months in a year. So in order for me to calculate how many years that would be, I would divide 24 by 12. And so that would give me 2 years. All right, and so that's an easy one. But we would do the same thing no matter what the number is. If I have 17 months, divide that 17 by 12, once again, because there are 12 months in a year. So that would be 17 over 12. 19 weeks. If I want to convert that to years, I will put that 19 over 52 because there are 52 weeks in a year. And then if I had 137 days, I would actually put that over 360 instead of 365. And that's because of Banker's rule. So I heard 2 explanations as to why they use 360 instead of 365. One, because there's 5 major holidays. Another just said that 360 is an easier calculation than 365. Yeah. I don't know if hopefully I gave enough time for you guys to write that problem down. Any questions? All right, so going back to the problem, we're going to calculate the simple interest due 3-month loan, $2,000, and the rate is 6.5%. So writing down P, R, and T, $2,000 is your P, 6.5% is 0.065. And then for 3 months, just like we finished looking at our conversion, we're still in years, so we need to convert 3 months to 3 over 12 years. Plug those three pieces in the calculator. 2,000 times 0.065 times 3 over 12 will give you 32.50. $32.50. Any questions? All right, next one, calculate the simple interest due on a 2-month loan of $500 if the interest rate is 1.5% per month. All right, so here I want to take note that even though we have a 2-month loan, last time we had a 3-month loan, but this time our rate is per month. And previously, all of our rates, even though if it wasn't said, it was assumed that you know that it was per year or annual rate. This is a per month. And this is one of those situations where because our rate is per month, I do not have to convert my time because everything is dealing with month. So if your rate is not stated anything different, then we're assuming that we're doing per year, and that's why everything has to be in years. But here in this case, and this is what has to be stated, the per month. All right. So if your rate is per month, then we write down our PRT. P is 500. R is still at 1.5%, 0.015. But my T is in months, and it can stay in months because our rate is per month. So 500 times 0.015 times 2, and it'll be $15. All right. Any questions or concerns? All right. Next one, calculate the simple interest due on a 45-day loan of $3,500 if the annual interest rate is 8%. All right. So annual interest rate is 8%. So we're going back to everything being in terms of a year. P is 3,500. R is 8%, which converts to 0.08. And we're looking at 45 days. So we're going to take that 45 days and put it over 360. All right. Once you have your three pieces, 3,500 times 0.08 times 45 over 360, and that'll be $35. All right. Questions? Any questions? All right. So the next thing in this section, we talk about future value or maturity value. Future value or maturity value are synonymous. They're the same thing. So that will be represented by the letter A. So you can calculate it one of two ways. Show you both of them. You can have your principal, you just add your interest to it, or you can do your principal times 1 plus RT. They both are the same formula. It just depends on where you're starting and what information you have available to you. So when you talk about your future value, how much will be in your account or how much will you owe after that, after T years. So, after 5 years, how much interest earned is what we calculated before, but also that money that you initially deposited will still be in the account. So it's that money that you initially deposited, which is P, plus the interest earned after, like I was talking about, 5 years. Same thing with a loan. If you earn interest, you don't not have to owe back the principal. So it's the principal plus the interest earned. And so that's what the future value or maturity value is. So, like I said, A represents that term, the maturity value. P, R, T, and I are all the same. And that's what I was stating, the total amount of money in the account or is owed after T years. All right, calculate the maturity value of a simple interest 8-month loan of 8,000 if the interest rate is 9.75%. So going back to the formulas, remember you can do it as P plus I. In other words, you calculate I first, then add the P, or you can use P times 1 plus RT. So I'll do this first one, the first way, P plus I, and then do another one the other way. So either way, like I said, if you have PRT, you can use either formula. So we're going to calculate the maturity value of a simple interest 8-month loan of $8,000 if the interest rate is 9.75%. P is 8,000. R is 9.75, which will convert to 0.0975. And months is 8 over 12. All right. Plug them into the formula of what I is. I is P times R times T. 8,000 times 0.0975 times 8 over 12. That would be 520. Once you have interest earned, oh, see, I made a mistake here. That should be a P. A is equal to P plus I. Let me see, did I make that? I'm coming back down. Yeah, I did prove it. Yeah, okay. So A is equal to P plus I. So you take that 520 and add it to P plus 8,000 plus 520, which would be 8520. All right. Any questions? All right, next one. Calculate the maturity value of a simple interest 3-month loan of $3,800. The interest rate is 6%. So we'll do this one the other way. A equal to P times 1 plus RT. P 3800, R 06.06. And it's a 3-month loan, so it's 3 over 12. P times 1 plus RT, so P 3800. And we have 1 plus 0.06 times 3 over 12. And depending on the type of calculator that you have, you could plug it all in, like this. Or if you have to do it in steps, that's fine as well. So perform order of operations, 0.06 times the 3 over 12 is 0.015. Then you add 1 plus the 0.015, that'll give you 1.015. And 3,800 times the 1.015 would be 3857. All right. Also, if you had your future value and your principal and you wanted to know what was the interest earned, you always could subtract. They didn't ask for this in this problem, but just throwing it out there, you always can subtract your future value or the interest or maturity value from, well, let me say it right, subtract the principal from your future value. And so that's what I did here. 3857 minus 800 gave me $57. So it was $57 interest that was earned. All right. This may be the last one. So it says the maturity value of a 3-month loan of $4,000 is $4,085. It's the simple interest rate. So all the ones that we've had up to this point, they gave us the rate. This time they want us to figure out what is the rate. So they give us the future value for maturity value, which is 4085. They give us the principal, which is $4,000. That's the initial amount of the loan. And they tell us it's 3 months. So we put that 3 over 12. And the rate is what we're trying to find. All right. So let's find our interest first. That's 4085 minus 4,000. So that'd be $85 interest earned. Then from there, we can use the interest formula P times R times T and just plug in the values that we know. So that's 85 for I, 4,000 for P. We don't know R, but we can plug in 3 over 12 for T. So simplify. That's 4,000 times R times 3 over 12. The 4,000 times 3 over 12 reduces to 1,000. So that's 85 equal to 1,000 R. Then I can divide both sides by 1,000 to get R by itself. The 1,000s on the right cancel. On the left, 85 over 1,000 is 0.085 or 8.5%. So whoever signed will let you know what form they want to answer in. Questions? Any questions on anything? I think this is the last one. Yep. So looking at closing out or what we've done, accomplished, or discussed up to this point. So test 1 covers 71.75, 7137.5. Test 2 is 9.1 through 9.3. Test 3 will be 10.1 through 10.3, 11.1 through 11.2. So next class, I was talking to my Tuesday, Thursday class. For us, it will be Monday. We'll discuss 11.2. And if we finish, then we'll be good to go for Wednesday review. If not, we'll finish up and review on Wednesday. So then from there, like I said, you'll have 3 tests out there. So make sure that you guys are knocking these things out. Neither one of them proctored, but I do need your scratch work. We will have a proctor test coming up soon. Of course, you will have enough time. I'll give you well enough time. If not, we're going to do the final. I think we have a quantitative reasoning test as well that we have to do, but still waiting on that, trying to figure out if they're going to do it or not. But I will most definitely give you a dime before we do any of that. We'll talk about it and all the stuff like that. But the main thing is that the work that you have in front of you, you don't want to let the stuff get you don't want to get yourself too far behind if you aren't caught up. So make sure you take time out to get caught up. Because we have chapter 12 and chapter 13 left as far as content to cover. And then we will be clear of new material. All right. So questions, concerns, comments before we look to close out. There's no rush to close out chapter 11. Like, I want to give you guys a chance to get in there and digest all the material. So we don't necessarily have to do 11.2 today. So we'll save it for Monday. But questions, concerns, comments before we close. All right. So if everyone is good, I will see you guys on next class. Have a great weekend and be safe.